Fence, 3-1 defeat away at Boston United this afternoon. Controlled large periods of the game up until the 90th minute or so. What do you feel went wrong towards the end?
I wouldn't say we controlled large periods of the game. I thought we were wasteful in possession at times. I thought we give it away too cheap and in hot conditions that turns the game really difficult. So look, they're a decent team and they always pose a threat with the lads who've got up top. But the manner of the defeat is what's really hurting. That's everybody. It's not just me, John and Devs. It's everybody in there. We've just got to be better. We are a very young side. When you've got obviously Shawsey not on the pitch and Dev's not on the pitch, JJ Hooper who's very, very experienced, JJ O'Donnell who's very experienced. We're missing some of our really, really experienced lads. We've got a very young team out there, and that's what it looked like in the last 5 minutes. Just looked like we haven't learnt from Scarborough, not so much because it was we should never have got beaten that game. But the mad 2 minutes we had at Buxton, we've just gone and had a mad 5 minutes. So we haven't learnt a thing from that experience. So these young lads have got to learn. They have to learn that us coming to Boston and getting a point would be a very good result. Yet what we've done from conceding the first goal, going trying to score within the next 10 seconds and giving the ball away and they score straight away, it's carbon copy of pretty much what happened to Buxton. So are we going to learn? I hope so, because the lads are good when we're at it. We're organised today. They found it difficult for large periods of the game. Like you say, we controlled a lot of the game out of possession, but in possession we've got to be a little bit better. But we still created some really good situations and chances on the counter attack. So there's well, I don't want to be too harsh on them because they're a young team. We've got to take lots of positives out of it because there was lots of them. But we've also got to get rid of the rubbish that we've just shown for the last 5 minutes.
Obviously the experience of Nick Devidex was withdrawn in the first half, but Harry Anderson replacing him, playing around about 70 minutes or so. Probably the most minutes he's got in since returning from injury. How happy were you with him? Yeah, look,
you're always, doesn't matter who you put on the pitch for Devs, you're always going to miss him slightly because of that knowledge, understanding, experience. But Harry did a good job, playing slightly more high up the pitch than he's probably used to. But he generally took on board, did some decent things. So yeah, it's good, like you say, it's good to get minutes into Harry's legs because he's obviously had an injury when he first come in and just gradually building him up. So that's another positive from today.
And turning around now to Tuesday night against Farsley Celtic. Obviously we've got a very good home record, kicking off with 3 wins. Do you feel like something has to change from today to approach that game on Tuesday night?
Well, nothing has to change at home. I hope it doesn't. We've been very good at home and we know what's coming against Farsley. You know, they don't really change much, so we have to be big, strong, brave, deal with lots of balls forward, deal with lots of first balls, second balls, but then on the flip side have the bravery in possession to try and pick off their press. So we know it's going to be a difficult task, but the lads are hurting right now. Just time to dust themselves down. They did it after the Buxton game. Came back with a really strong performance against Spennymoor. We need to do it again. Keep this home form going, and then obviously we have to learn from the away form because it's just plain and simple, naive and not good enough for small periods in games, and that's enough to really kill us at the moment.